Hey guys, this is Kevin, Cyber channel, also Team Neo Beyond. I'm going to go over Bermuda Triangle, Melody, Standard, just before we get into Heroic Evolution. This is going to be the deck that I have before. The format kind of changes or shifts a little bit when we start getting into new gifts and look into future sets that this deck could be. The power creep could just even out a little bit, I guess to say, but yeah, we're going to go over that and jump right in. We're running Sonata as a starter, it's probably my favorite one. For Sonata, builds your board, probably your go-to as your starting grade 3. And just really everything that you really want into just playing this deck. So next we have probably the most despised unit in this set. Caro gives your melodies boost and plus 5k. It makes really almost it forces your opponent to shred their hand a little bit, unless they have some ways to pop it, remove it from the board, and all that. We'll go into more of that later, since a clan has like the tools to actually turn the tables on this. And then this started really a trend a little bit after Japan had it, but like a lot of people go with Forfina, and also the ruling of if this is in the Guardian Circle, the melody still is active on your other melody units. So yeah. So I'm running these these 12 grade 3s as of now. It'll probably change in the future, and I'll go into that. For grade 2s, I'm kind of like that kind of player that has 12k base because of my local meta. Like, there's a lot of Excel running around, and there's like really just counters your opponent's rush. Just lobbing this down. And like when you don't want to ride into a mine or something, in those situations, this is really good. Really uncommon thing to see. Of course, for a Chocoheart Oisolette, probably the most defining way to raid rush your opponent and just go off if you hit a grade 3 with this ability. Next, for Mine, this is probably typical as well, as we're running this like a pretty balanced number of grade 3s that you can be on anything, and you just have another copy of it on the board, and you get your free plus off of that. So 10 grade 2s, not too different. I wish we had the grade 2 melody, but privileges. I'm running for Sierra, also typical. She's really solid when if you have the ability to go off early and like just adding cards to your hand. So I wish I was a little bit more spontaneous, but this card just works really well. The draw drop. It's the ideal grade 1 ride. Also, it just synergizes so well with the next card I'm about to show. It's the Steza. So as I mentioned earlier, when you want to recur, if you use, if I didn't already, use Caro to put her back in the deck, and just instantly have your, for sure, have a Caro to search for when you ride into one if you need to. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory with these choices. I've been looking into using Eno, also using the Grade 1 Interceptor. Those are okay choices, but now I think that the meta is kind of quick. If not, going to become more diverse as well. You want something consistent and something that's going to help you in every matchup. So the triggers were probably really simple. No extra draws, as you want a lot of pressure. So 4 draw, 4 heal, 8 crit. Same thing as in every BT standard. So like I was saying, when we get Force 2, cards will be a little bit more threatening. Really depends on what you're playing against, but I am a good believer in cannon once we get Force 2, and when we have more XLs and more all-in type of clans trying to ruin your game plan, pretty much. So if you want to like hand shred, battle door, whatnot, that's good. And then really, there's a lot more board wipe. So namely Kagura or Shadows. This is really solid for Serena. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I want to see if I can try a Rush variant for early game to use with Liselet and the draw, or not draw, but use this to keep my opponent from attacking my rears. So that's a possibility of that. What people are also doing in JP2, they're diversifying this build, and yeah. So BT as a whole, really strong. I hope we can last until the end of the year, but who knows. So Narukami's Gauntlet Buster and Aqua Force, Maelstrom, and a lot more decks are creeping up, and yeah. So this I'm going to end it here. Tell me what you think, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll be back.